This should be on screen.
On a
Eric Church Free the Machine Tour. Live at Wells Fargo Arena, Saturday, September 27th. One epic night of music that you won't want to miss with special guest Marcus King Band. Get tickets now at highvtix.com. His new album, Evangeline vs. the Machine, is out now. For more, visit ericchurch.com.
Iowa Fireworks Farm is Iowa's largest fireworks store. 6,000 square feet of hand-picked fireworks, over 50 brands, and 1,300 different products to choose from. But they're also family-owned and operated. Iowa Fireworks Farm is the one stop you need to make before July 4th. You'll find them just south of the Metro. Take I-35 to exit 43 at New Virginia. Head east and look for the Big Red Barn. At Iowa Fireworks Farm, the toughest part will be deciding what not to buy.
Attention all campers.
Keith Murphy.
What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Andy Fales.
I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway.
Powered by AD.
Just a bit outside.
Murph and Andy. Proudly presented by Ramsey Subaru, live and on demand across Iowa everywhere from the Channel Seed Studios. Murph and Andy, connected by cellular advantage.
It is Murph and Andy live from the 2025 patio tour. Final stop at Big Grove.
You got one more, patio. You got one more? Can we do one more?
I would like to do more than one more. I am sorry this is ending. This is fun.
This is one of the fastest 8-week runs of my life. Yeah.
What's that? Like a scratching a record.
It's this beer glass going across the
Got some rhythm there, Murph. I like it.
Thank you. Well, it is good to be here. There's a nice crowd here having fun. In the front, and there's a guy named JD, and he's become popular at Iowa everywhere because a photo of him was put into the feed, and immediately the observation was made, you could tell me he's 17 or 37.
Yeah. Because we notice people like that, right? I mean, there are certain movie actors that look like Gene Hackman looked the same age for decades.
Yeah, he didn't age. Sparky Anderson with the Reds, same age.
Steve Martin.
JD, could you come over here and stand just for those, just to so people can get an idea of what we're talking about here.
Okay, what are the ends of the spectrum here?
17 or 37.
17. Okay, is he closer to 17 or 37?
Yeah, JD, you got to get your face down here.
Right down
let's
here.
get right up here so people can see.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
This is
but
JD.
wait, smile like that. Smile so we get a little crow's feet going on here.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, that camera's being awfully kind to you.
Could be 17, could be 37. How old are you?
I turn 24 next week.
Oh,
Right, 23.
Closer
Right in the middle.
to
23.
17. Yeah.
Okay, so do people generally say you look younger or older?
Older, for sure.
Older, okay. All right. That's JD. Hey! JD, getting the show off to just a great start. Thank you, JD. Last week on the patio tour, we got to meet Sonia and Noel. And Andy, this is one of my favorite moments from the whole year here. They were celebrating their 38th anniversary, and they drove down from Hampton. And they've been listening to our show for more than 15 years. And it just, I know this isn't important, I really do. But sometimes you connect with somebody that makes you feel like, well, it's an important part of their day. And Sonia just, she brought me to tears just talking about the respite of the show for them. And it just, I don't know, it made me feel so good that they
Dale
came
is
all the way
battling
down.
ALS, right? I believe that's what is Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, they were just such nice people.
Yeah.
And customers of AKC Marketing there at the Murph and Andy merch store.
Hey.
Yeah, they did a nice job. So thank you. That was awesome. That was last week. And Emily requests a shout out for her dad, Mac. Mac is from Johnston. He moved to Arizona, but in another bit of shameless self-promotion, Andy, Emily says Mac listens every day, and it's his way to continue to stay in touch with Iowa. So he's down there in Arizona. Hopefully this photo isn't from today, because I think it's 136 degrees there.
He's wearing a down vest. And this is a guy we could also play that same game with, because he looks way too young to have a daughter.
Yeah.
Out of college.
Old enough to
listen
contact
to this
us.
show.
What's the daughter's name?
Emily.
Is she 4 or 5 years old?
Mac is going to appreciate that. Let's get the Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines setting the table for sports and more, including the WNBA Needs Caitlyn, Songs of the 80s, and Life Experiences Test. That's coming later for you and everybody here who wants to take part in it. We're going to give you 20 life's experiences. You're going to keep points of how many you've done, and we're going to see which of us is the most deranged.
Or the most experienced.
Yeah, who has lived
depending on how you want to put it.
Yeah, I meant to say experienced.
Yeah,
sorry,
you're
wrong
not
word.
selling it, Will.
A high or low since the last show?
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Retirement future all set to go by contacting the experts up at Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax. Murph, move the microphone away from the beer.
I was just having a little sip of beer. It's a Friday.
Okay, I'm going high here, because last night, I don't know if the rest of you have seen this yet on Netflix, the new the train wreck series they do, like with some event.
I just watched
everything went wrong.
Yeah,
right?
I just watched the mayor of Toronto, Rob.
Oh God,
whatever his last name was.
That guy's a train wreck. Yeah, the Woodstock '99, that kind of stuff, train wreck stuff. So the one that is out now is called Trainwreck Poop Cruise. So I of course watched the trailer and I thought, okay, I vaguely remember that event, and I'm going to watch this again. So I will say, it wasn't bad. I liked it. Now, I probably liked it more than anybody else did, because I kept imagining our friend Chris Hassel on that cruise and how miserable he would have been.
He would jump overboard.
He's very intolerant, doesn't like people, doesn't like kids. He does not like older people, doesn't like unattractive people. I mean, really, generally doesn't like people.
But hates pregnant women.
Yeah, is not tolerant about all
sounds like an awful person.
He doesn't like common spaces, where he's close to other people, stuff like that.
So people.
And he doesn't like events.
What about animals?
He does like animals, loves them.
All animals or just dogs?
No, I think he. I don't know. Push me on this. He likes some animals. Okay. So anyway, for everybody that has forgotten what happened in this cruise back, I don't know, was it 2012 or something? It's a cruise from Galveston, Texas. First of all, Lee's from Galveston, so rough start to the cruise.
Because all those people are loaded up with barbecue and they're about to clog some toilets.
Yeah, I mean, Galveston nobody goes to Galveston. Well, I mean, they want to get out of Galveston, and that's what the cruise does ultimately. But that means you have to go to Galveston twice if you're taking a cruise there. So, and then it goes down to this town called Progreso, Mexico, kind of on the north coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. So, and I don't know of anybody that vacations down there anyway. So anyway, it sounds like 2 shit points on this cruise.
To be clear, you
sail
said
from one to the other one. Yeah. So you sail from one to the other and then back, and there are no islands or anything in between. So it sounds like a real sucky cruise to begin with. But it's a Carnival cruise. It's one of their ordinary boats, not one of the huge, super fancy ones. They're one of it's giant, but it's ordinary. And as you can just see right away as you're looking, it is full of great big Americans with many little kids, older people, and people who look like they have not seen the sun in a decade.
Wisconsin people.
It looks like.
Exactly.
It looks like a cruise full of Midwestern beluga whales.
Okay.
So anyway, they're on, and so they're going along, and everything's fine. They go to Galveston. They get off in Mexico. They do the exact thing that you would expect. They go in, shop at a bunch of tourist traps, eat a not so authentic meal, and then they get back on the ship, and then everything's fine. They go to bed, and then in the middle of the night, they're awoken by this alarm going off. There's a fire. Everybody has to get back out on deck, and while they're on deck, they realize that not only is there a fire, there's a total power outage. The fire has killed the electricity to the entire ship.
So now they're stalled at sea.
And didn't just take it offline, it burned through all the major cables on board, so they ain't fixing this thing. And they're far enough now off the coast of Mexico where Mexico basically says, well, we ain't coming to get you. That's your problem. It's an American ship. They can go get you. But they're way far away from the United States, too. So they're just floating out there. There's no air conditioning. They immediately have to throw out all the perishable food. The bars aren't open. There's nothing. And then and so everybody is taking their mattresses out to the deck because it's so hot inside, and they're sleeping out there.
This sounds
They don't know
awful.
anybody's come to get them. But then it gets worse when they realize that the toilets are hooked up to the electricity.
Oh, now the real floating begins.
They don't flush, so they start passing out these red plastic bags for everybody to use, to crap into. To use, and people are like, I am not using a plastic bag.
So what do? Go overboard?
Everybody takes all the Imodium AD that they've got. Everybody just starts popping those pills.
Really?
Yeah, they just plug
That's
themselves.
a terrible idea.
Well, they try to do that. Well, because they think it's going to be 24 hours maybe. Ends up being 7 days that they're out there.
Oh, they're all backed up.
And they're using the showers as toilets. People are still using the toilets anyway.
They're doing the waffle stomp?
It's kind of. There's this really funny chef. He's from India, and he's talking about what people are doing. He's like, in the toilet they're going, and then they put the toilet paper on top, and then they crap on that, and then put more toilet paper on top of that, and then they crap on that, and more toilet paper on. It looked like a shit lasagna. So he's so funny. But anyway, the tugboats come to pull them back into shore, and what they don't realize is as they're pulling the ship, it tilts the ship to the side, which spills all the sewage into the hallways. Raw sewage, people are walking through it. So anyway, I'm laughing because I'm picturing Hassel.
Yeah.
Picturing Hassel as one of the people on this ship.
Trying to decide whether to end it all.
Well, yeah, he'd have ended. He'd have just been like, man, I'm going to take my chances swimming back to shore. But check it out if you've got a good strong stomach.
Okay, I don't know that you sold me on watching that, but I think you probably did. I'm going high here too. Jenny already purchased F1 tickets for tomorrow morning at the Palms IMAX.
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
You can't wait.
The afternoon stuff was already full. I mean,
you tried to get the afternoon. I thought you were just trying to get there as quickly as possible.
Well,
Everything tonight, I imagine, is totally sold out.
We're going to the 10 a.m. showing. That's early for a movie. Jenny doesn't love movies that are on the longer side. This is 2.5 hours, but
it moves fast.
Can't wait to see it. I missed the Iowa premiere Wednesday night. We both had to anchor over at WHO 13 and couldn't be there. AD, how much fun was it?
FOMO. It was absolutely incredible. It was obviously the Palms and Russell, who you see here with Chris Williams, took really good care of all of us, so that was great. That's a cool place. The movie itself was amazing, and see this in IMAX. Absolutely see it in IMAX. The story, it's not going to win Oscar for best screenplay. The story is good. It's kind of like Maverick on a racetrack. It's very similar to that.
Old guy trying to show he still got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's got some of the same beats. It's got some of the sports movie tropes that you come to expect, but there's nothing wrong with that. But the visuals and the experience of being in that car is really incredible. I was thinking, if I was the Waukee police, I would just post up outside that parking lot because the speed with which I was driving down Hickman Road at 10:30 the other night, weaving in and out of cars, and every time you have to stop, like gunning it when the light goes green because I just felt like I'd been. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I'm Brad Pitt in an F1 car. Absolutely incredible movie-going experience, and A for sure overall.
Well, my son Cade is kind of a movie snob in that he loved. Where is Cade? Cade?
He's right over there.
Hey, Cade.
He got the cool rope hat on.
Yeah, he gave it an A. You gave him a rope hat?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
That's what he asked for. He's young and hip, as are rope hats.
Jeez, he's wearing it.
Yeah.
Does anybody else at your table have a rope hat?
Yeah, of course, yeah. No, nobody else does. Okay.
Nope.
Nobody. All right.
Nope to the rope.
You can get one right up here for $30.
All right, let's get the buzz.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
The buzz is Andrew is selling stuff up here at the table. No, it's supposed to be Caitlyn Clark versus Paige Beckers tonight. Also the Wings versus the Fever. They have met. They're old friends. They won a gold medal together many years ago. Travis from Heartland Tire and Auto is down in Dallas. He's texted me this morning. We're supposed to go to the game. Is Caitlyn playing? Which is code for we're not going if she's not playing. But
I have said we're going to the game, right? Did he start out, we're going to the game, is Caitlyn playing? Not, we're thinking of going to the game, is Caitlyn playing? Sounds like he's already got tickets.
Yeah, I want to know.
It doesn't mean he's going to go.
Yeah, maybe he won't go.
No, it's just I'm in Dallas waiting for word. Is Clark playing against the Wings tonight?
Okay, he ain't going. Yeah.
So I don't expect her to play tonight because she's out one. She's been out one game with the sore groin, which sounds bad. Left leg. That's the same leg that she missed 5 games with a quad injury. So we got some leg activity going on here. AD, have you seen anything? The Fever have to update here soon.
I've not seen anything just yet.
Okay, so we don't know yet. I'm not expecting her to play tonight, but we'll see what happens. The Fever lost by 10 last night as the Sparks closed on a 35-15 run at Indiana. They're not yet a great team when Caitlyn plays. They're kind of a bad team when she doesn't play.
Yeah, and it started off the season where it looked like the team around her had really filled in. We felt like, okay, this team looks like it is a good team that also has Caitlyn Clark. And we're all kind of reeling that back in because I don't know. I mean, does missing her take them that far off their game, or do they just lack enough firepower to continue winning games when she's out? Is she that big a deal? And what we really don't know, because she hasn't been back in for a while, is if they can go back to being what looked to me early on like a team that could play for the championship. Can they get back to that point?
The question of are they that bad without her? I think it's a serious drop off because even when she's not hitting threes and she's been 1 for her last 23, she's still getting picked up the entire length of the court, being double teamed a lot, and that frees up everybody else to either be one-on-one or to be wide open, and that's why she still had 9 or 10 assists even when she's missing shots. So they definitely miss her. It is getting a lot of attention, partly because Caitlyn didn't miss a game for 7 seasons. 2 seasons at Dowling, she never missed a game. Then 4 at Iowa, she never missed a game. Their rookie season, she never missed a game. This is her 2nd time out. The speculation runs from, did she bulk up too much? Did she put too much muscle on and her joints or tendons haven't caught up yet? Or is just the fact that she's often mugged in the lane, is that just catching up to her? That's the question. But I asked...
or are they just regular injuries that happen when you get to this level and you're playing that much harder?
Yeah.
We just don't know.
We don't know. It could all be coincidental. Christine Brennan literally wrote the book on Caitlyn Clark. It comes out in 2 weeks. It is a surefire bestseller. It's already a bestseller just on pre-orders. It's called On Her Game, Caitlyn Clark and the Revolution of Women's Sports. I talked to Christine Brennan yesterday, and I asked her about Clark's absence when she's not playing in the WNBA. Christine, how much does it hurt the WNBA when Caitlyn Clark is out?
It is devastating to the WNBA when Caitlyn Clark is out. And anyone out there, and there may be a few people out on X and social media and Twitter who want to dispute that, facts are facts. And the truth is the truth. And the data is there. And what we saw when Caitlyn was out the last time, the 5 games that she missed earlier in the season, the WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50%. Not just the Fever, but the entire league. I've covered Tiger Woods, the length of his career. As big a deal as Tiger was in men's golf, Keith, he did, and when he was gone, it affected the ratings, but nothing like that. And Michael Jordan being out, maybe a 5 percentage points or something. Nothing like this. You can make a strong case, and I will make that case, and have that there is no one single athlete more important to his or her sport or tour or whatever the circuit is that they play on than Caitlyn Clark is to the WNBA. And also, the collective bargaining agreement is now open to being renegotiated. This is devastating for the players, even as some of them, and I deal with this in the book, talking about the jealousy, talking about the anger, the cheap shot from Kennedy Carter. There's a whole chapter called Hip Check about that, and how the class act that Caitlyn Clark is, handling it all beautifully. And taking the high road as Kennedy Carter and others took the low road, that of course, that was going on, and that is going on in the WNBA. But Caitlyn Clark is the most important person to them too, even those who are jealous or angry with her or don't like her, because she is their financial future.
That is Christine Brennan, and just anticipating from the beginning of her answer that some people are not going to accept her answer despite the data that completely backs it up and all the analytics that show she is completely right about that. But I have already read the book. She sent me a pre-copy, and everything you thought that was going on, the WNBA absolutely not being prepared for how much things were about to change, how they didn't adjust in the season, that a lot of that hatred and resentment and jealousy from many players was happening and was real, and they were targeting her. It's all in the book, and it's all what you thought it would be, but there are still some people that just will not accept this, and there's still players that won't accept it.
Well, and I imagine that there were people that were concerned that, this book that came out on Caitlyn Clark, the situation would not address those subjects.
It's right? All in there.
Because it seems like oftentimes the WNBA doesn't want to address that kind of stuff, and people that cover the WNBA don't want to address that kind of stuff. But we know Christine Brennan, we've read her stuff for a long time and have a lot of respect for her. And this is not going to be a thorough book unless they do look at that stuff. I feel like we already know all that.
Yeah.
But it does still feel good to have that kind of confirmation at that level from an objective source that's who certainly covers. I heard quite a bit of your interview with her as I was walking around the TV station, just kind of ducking in to listen, and it is a fascinating piece of sports history that we are living through right now.
It is,
and it's always hard to analyze history as you're living it, because you can't get far enough away from it to see it, where it began, where it ended, where it's going, and how much it's going to affect. You can't see how big it is, but you're living it, right? You just know that this has not happened before. You know that this is, you suspect that it's really big. You suspect that it's gigantic, right? And when you hear the numbers, and then you hear, somebody like Christine Brennan come in and confirm all that kind of stuff, you're like, okay, yes, we are in the middle of this historic moment, historic time, as I suspected that we were. But it kind of gooses you a little bit into wanting to drink in as much as possible before it's over.
Yeah, and she goes into great detail about that too. She says, like the commissioner Engelbert, she said that she, like Nike, are both so scared to upset the racial divide and the racial element of this, that she said even Engelbert, even now, if you ask her about Caitlyn Clark, she will shoehorn somebody else's name in her answer, like, well, Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese are doing it. Well, I didn't ask you about Angel Reese. I asked you about Caitlyn Clark. But that's how scared they are of the backlash they've gotten from a niche of people. She also said the players, it's just kind of what you would expect it to be, that many of the players felt like they built the league over 27 years, and Caitlyn Clark always acknowledges that the league was built on the shoulders of other women who came before her. But she said the WNBA did a terrible job of making those women realize that, yes, you deserved more attention, and yes, you wanted more attention, but now it's here because of this singular athlete, and you need to embrace her and welcome her like Erica Wheeler did. Like, just for context here, Christine Brennan went out of her way to say Erica Wheeler, who is black, was the most welcoming person to Caitlyn Clark in the WNBA. So the other night when Caitlyn got injured, it was Erica Wheeler immediately checking on her on the court. And by the way, when Caitlyn Clark was drafted, Erica Wheeler put on a 22 jersey, jumped up and down. She was the person you saw going nuts, the player you saw going nuts that was so excited about it. Caitlyn Clark came and took her starting job. And she knew that in that moment, but she also knew what it was going to mean to the WNBA. Now, Christine Brennan has covered 21 Olympics. 21.
This is the part I was going to ask you about.
Yeah, she said the single worst decision in Olympic selection history was leaving Caitlyn Clark off Team USA. She said, of course, the USA was going to win gold anyway. Everyone knew that. But she said the chance to grow the game internationally was completely lost because of jealousy, resentment, and insecurity. Brennan says that women deserve and have deserved to be covered more at the Olympics, but without Caitlyn Clark there, it went right back to the way it's been at other Olympics, which was reporters paid no attention and the ratings were low.
You had a bunch of players who had been to the Olympics a bunch of times. I mean, some of these. What was?
Dinah Taurasi was six.
Was 6 times, but they
and
wanted to have
well.
one more for her, right? Like to send her off the right way. They made that sacrifice in the name of honoring people who had already been honored ad nauseum. You could kind of tell it was coming, where they knew it was this giant moment and that there was so many eyeballs on the WNBA, but they wanted to use that moment to continue including the people who've already been included all along. And so, I mean, I think it was one of those things where you know that she has more Olympics coming, and that wasn't the one opportunity, although anything could happen. But you didn't think that you lost your opportunity to see Caitlyn Clark in the Olympics. But yeah, when the iron is piping hot like that, which it absolutely was, you got to pick it up and use it. Or you're hurting yourself.
They offered her a spot on the 3-on-3 team, but she declined. That's some of the reporting that's in the book. Quickie poll is from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale, and we should point out Caitlyn Clark has been ruled out tonight officially by the fever, which we were expecting, so she is not playing again tonight.
Yeah, when Caitlyn Clark is out, I watch the WNBA anyway. I don't watch the WNBA, or I never watch regardless.
How's it trending so far?
Just over 51% don't watch the WNBA when Caitlyn Clark is out. I put myself in that group as well.
Interact on YouTube, on X, it's Murph_Andy. The email Murph_Andy at iowaeverywhere.com. It's all powered by the Cellular Advantage with 35 regional locations and a proud partner with U.S. Cellular since 1993. AD, was Doug Eklund from Cellular Advantage at F1 the other night?
Yeah, he was. Yep, he and his son came and checked out the movie.
What'd they think?
Loved it.
They loved it. Okay, good.
Everybody who walked out of there, again, the plot may be up and down for some people. Nobody walked out of there not enjoying that experience.
All right, good. Did your seat vibrate like with the car?
No, but Scott was next to me, and so yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, that was the one bad part. But even Scott,
the vibrating seat was due to something else.
Even Scott, who's a snob, was like, "Oh my God, that's why you make movies."
Yeah, I mean, there are certain movies that they're just, regardless of how really good they actually are, that it's a cinematic experience.
Yes.
You're just going to have fun watching it up on the screen.
Absolutely.
And it looks like one of those movies. Now let's stop talking about it because I missed it and I don't have tickets to see it this weekend.
Well, Andy, you'll like this. This has been a popular addition to the show. Now here's the most iconic song from each year of the 1980s. in order.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. Can you please not you stay? I'll be watching. Tonight the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose. Take on me. Take on me.
There you go.
There it is. The 1980s. Those are all memorized songs by anybody, right?
They're not all great, but
Well, there's some yacht rock in
there's
there.
some good ones. Yeah.
You had Freddie Mercury like wearing white shorts that were 6 inches long.
Freddie's that has never come back into style. Freddie's on stage attire.
No.
Yeah, jeez. Was he shirtless there?
Yeah, shirtless and sockless and pantless. Other hot topics here. The NBA draft concluded last night. It's 2 rounds. A good draft for the Big Ten. No Hawkeyes or Cyclones drafted. Peyton Sandford out of Waukee signed with the champion Thunder, free agent deal. And Curtis Jones signed with the Nuggets on a free agent deal. So that is the end of the draft. It's harder for me to get into it. I didn't know 2/3 of the players.
I mean, the only stories I was still following were from, really early in the draft, and then the Ace Bailey story is interesting to me. Other than that, I just don't. I don't really care.
He got
there's
some
a bunch
bad
of players
advice,
I've never
didn't
heard
he?
of before.
How much money did he cost himself by just not being willing to talk to people or work out?
I will never move myself into a position where I understand or approve of the professional athlete that decides that he wants to tell the professional team not to pick him. I will never. I could never get my father's voice out of my head. There's no way. I mean, this is the NBA. These aren't like Canadian football teams picking you. This is the NBA. You are going to get a certain salary. You're going to have an incredible standard of living. You are going to have the best of everything no matter who picks you. And at any time, one of those teams could rise up and become the next Oklahoma City Thunder or Indiana Pacers. And you're going to tell them you're too good for them?
He's 18. He needs somebody to give him better advice.
It's not just the NBA that does this. John Elway did this, and
he
the
worked
NFL.
out. I think usually
he worked out, but for the longest time, everybody loved rooting against him because he had done that to the Colts.
Eli Manning too.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I think this is a red flag for attitude. Or I mean, like I don't want a guy coming that has dictated his terms. Utah picked him anyway. And he's still not there, by the way. At least last I knew, he hadn't reported.
And his agent points out that this has happened to a bunch of other players. This is not all that uncommon, but I don't care if it becomes something we see every single year. I'm never going to think it looks like a good idea.
The Pacers picked Caitlyn Peter out of Liberty. Caitlyn's mom is a proud alumna of Roland Story. She used to play basketball for the Norsemen, class of 1998. Here's Jamie Peters' home video as her son gets drafted. That is Caitlyn Peter.
What are we going to do with this vertical video? Are we going to have to just be okay with that?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like still here screaming.
Yeah, they were still going on.
It is such a problem too. Like right now I'm editing a video for a celebration of life and a lot of it is vertical and you have to put graphics behind it, or it ends up being kind of a chore.
But I don't think I don't think
our eyes are side by side. They're not stacked on top of each other.
I always do it like this, but people take pictures like that. I mean, I think that's the way people do it.
Well, and now it's like most people are doing it for Instagram or TikTok, and that's how you watch those videos.
Yeah,
and I guess if you're doing a selfie, it's easier to hold your phone this way than this way, although I can do it both ways. But I mean, I just don't. It drives me crazy when you're like the only video you've got is this vertical video.
Think how long television was a square until somebody was like, hey, you know what?
But it wasn't.
Our eyes are side by side. Maybe that's why movie screens are like
this.
But
it wasn't a square. It was 4x3, which is close to a square, but still not a square. It's still wider. I mean, like
I didn't do
you
math.
look at the world like this, not like that.
Right.
So I don't understand it, but so it just sucks when you're like, oh, I got this great piece of video, the storm clouds rolling in, and then you look at it and it's straight up and down. It's like, man, turn
your
the
phone.
camera that way. It looks so much better.
By the way, Duke's starting 5 all drafted. All drafted. That is going to make the Blue Devils feel even more like they should have won it all this year. This has been commonly reported this week, but we were talking about this last week that ESPN has a Stephen A. Smith problem.
It's on the draft, too.
I mean, they're just putting him on everything, and he's not really offering analysis. He's just shouting hot takes, and it is turning people off. Good for him. He got $100 million or whatever it was. He's got a shtick that works really well, and it's worked really well for him. But it has worn itself out. He's on to. You can't have screaming all the time.
Well, and you'd think that ESPN would learn, because I think people had the same complaints about Chris Berman, although he was much less abrasive. But he was just everywhere. Yeah. He was calling everything, and he was using the same kind of shtick all the time. And people were just like, all right, give me somebody else. And you know there are plenty of other voices out there. And you can cut back on Stephen A. Smith and still have plenty of Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still going to get their money's worth.
30 seconds would be good for me.
He just shows up everywhere.
He does, and that's kind of bugging me. What's bugging you? Well, it's now powered by Consumer Credit of Des Moines. Speakpipe.com /
Sure.
Murph_Andy. Just say your name, where you're from, and record your message. We'll do the rest. Speakpipe.
I don't. The back and forward / confuses me. I don't know.
I think that's a backslash.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a backslash. Murph_Andy.
1 point to the slash is back.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, that's true. That's a backslash.
Yeah,
Let's get to what's bugging you.
Whichever one works. Yeah, here's what's bugging you from this week.
Hey guys, it's Andrew in Des Moines. You know what's bugging me? People who drive in the left lane. You know these people. They merge onto the interstate. They go directly to the far left lane, and they set their cruise control at 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. And they'll say things like, well, I'm not in any hurry. Well, I am. And if you're not, there's a lane for that. And it's not the left lane, pal.
Hey, this is Jim House calling from Tiffin, Iowa. I'd like to say what's bugging me today is Murph and Andy's lack of coverage on the Major League Baseball season. Matt Van Winkle is the only one in that damn company who cares about baseball, and the Giants are having an incredible season.
Hey guys, it's Luke in Springville, Iowa calling. My wife and I have recently started playing pickleball, and what's bugging me is when my wife and I go play doubles and we get assigned to a random couple to play against, and nothing is worse than being assigned to a couple of hipsters named August and Atticus. And Atticus is the dude wearing 4-inch chubbies shorts where we can see his bulge. And on top of that, if Atticus makes one Jimmy Connors dive across the pickleball court, we're bound to see them nutsacks hitting the floor, all right? No one wants to see that, my wife included. So Atticus, you and your f***ing Val Kilmer hipster mustache can just go f***ing chill out and wear some comfortable clothes.
Hi, I'm Tom Coates. If what's bugging you is your credit card debt, please call us at Consumer Credit of Des Moines. Since 1987, we've helped over 100,000 people, and we can help you.
That's a familiar face. Welcome, Tom Coates. Good to see you. That That last call was great. Who was that? I got it.
Luke in Springville.
Luke in Springville. Call every week. That was great.
Hey, there's Sophie Cunningham. Oh, maybe not.
Jeez, Andy, don't cause a stampede here.
Look like Sophie Cunningham.
Hey, how's your beer?
It's empty.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent for another.
Grimaldi's fan photo winner is Dylan Dinkla. Here he is representing Iowa Everywhere merch at Hubbard Glacier.
I think he's in the Les Hills there.
That's Alaska.
Yeah.
Where's he headed, AD?
I have no idea. Hopefully back home to West Des Moines and the Grimaldi's there, but he's in Alaska right now.
That's a good-looking hoodie.
It is.
Not needed today.
No.
How about the Arts Festival? How's that going?
It's going on right now.
I used to have to tie balloons. That was my job at the Arts Festival. I'd tie balloons, blow them up.
We all had to do that. It was mandatory.
You didn't really blow them up. You put them on that helium thing, and then...
It's one of the reasons I always started taking vacation at this time of the year, so I could get out of that duty. But yeah, you would tie balloons, and then the kids would come up, and they were like real rude. I want a red one. No, I want a blue one. And then they would take it, and then immediately just start sucking the helium out of them so they could talk funny.
Did you, at any point, did you say like a little please would be nice with that?
I thought you were going to say, did you ever take a couple of hits off the tank
Did you
yourself?
take a couple of hits?
I did. Yeah, a little helium buzz going, yeah.
All right, Andy, here's a classic from Robin Miller. The final IndyCar race in Cleveland has just happened, and Miller's doing his close for the Speed Channel.
Okay, so let's bring in Robin Miller now from Cleveland and Paul Tracy. This is a guy that Sebastian Bourdais actually called washed up.
Well, I think when you're close to 40, you haven't won a race in a couple years, Nicole. If anybody needed a victory, get the fuck off the racetrack! You stupid son of a bitch! I think we have to start again. Sorry about that, Greg.
Yeah, you do have to start again.
I was wondering what was going on.
I think we have to start again.
Yeah, we're going to have to start again. Oh, thank you, Robin Miller. Time for Throwdowns.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto, treating you like family in all their locations, an authorized agent of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. All right, guys, let's throw it down. Murph, we're going to start with you. We're at the midway point of the Major League Baseball season. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh has 32 home runs. Will he get to 60?
Absolutely not. He's a catcher. Even if he's not catching every game, the wear and tear of catching, he's going to slow way down. And he might not get to 50, let alone 60. I think he will get to 50, but from the catcher position, it's remarkable. He has 32 home runs and a really interesting nickname, the Big Dumper.
Yeah.
And the Big Dumper is just what you think it is, Andy. He's got a big butt.
Big butt. Yeah, like Kirby Puckett had a big butt.
Big Dumper.
I just don't see him as. That's happened so few times. 60 home runs. Either the guys were on steroids or it was Aaron Judge, basically. Anytime recently, I don't see him as being one of those guys. And yeah, the wear and tear at that position, I don't see it happening.
All right, Andy. The NHL draft is tonight from 1 to 10. Rate your interest.
My interest is. I'm mildly interested in what the Islanders do because
really
there are some trade rumors about them between them and the Blues. I'm interested in who the Blues pick, and then that's it. So I guess that would be a 2 out of 10 then.
Yeah. Murph?
Well, if he's a 2 with that explanation, then I'm a 1 because I'm not looking for anything in particular. If you're excited about the NHL draft tonight, great. Enjoy yourself.
All right, Murph. I saw somewhere on social media that real men don't use umbrellas. That's obviously some toxic masculinity bullshit, but do you use an umbrella?
Well, first of all, I feel like that's a loaded question. Because you have absolutely colored your opinion into the question.
Yeah, he has urinated into the drinking water.
Yeah, but I used an umbrella yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
You've been using it repeatedly this week.
And it's a big umbrella. It's not as big as this patio. It's about half the size of this patio. It's a big umbrella. It's like a table umbrella I carry around. Yes. So, I get wet. That doesn't bother me any. I don't care. Rain never hurt a man like me. What is that? Yes, I'll use an umbrella.
I mean, they're kind of like mopeds, right? I mean, I don't know that you tell everybody that you've got one, but if you're the only one that does have one at the time you need one, everybody's envious.
Yeah.
You know that.
What's the solution here? Always wear a poncho or a rain jacket?
Here's the problem with
suits.
Here's the problem with umbrellas is that, I mean, 99% of the time you don't need them, and so you either carry around this bulky thing in your car all the time that you almost never. And I forget that it's even in my car. I have one in my car. I don't think I've ever actually used it, but it's been in there the entire time. You go to clean out the car, you're like, oh, there's a damn umbrella. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Well, I better keep it in here. I might someday need it, but then you don't ever use it. If you get like one of the big ones that like you've got, I mean, that takes up quite a bit of room. So it's like you either make a commitment to remembering that you've got it and then using it every time you need it, or just don't take it at all and just deal with it.
I'm not bringing it to Drake Stadium for the Drake relays here. I'm trying to get from my car to the studio in a downpour.
Where do you keep it in your car? You got a sedan. Do you keep it like in the back seat?
Yeah.
What if somebody rides in the back seat?
No one ever does. It's very rare. I put it in the trunk
then it probably doesn't matter. But if you put it in the trunk, then it defeats the purpose. You got to get out in the damn rain, go around, trunk, get it.
Well, if I'm anticipating rain, if Ed Wilson has said, keep that umbrella next to you. Yeah.
My wife has 6 umbrellas in her car because she always takes it from the house, then leaves it in the car.
Yeah.
She is prepared.
All of our umbrellas are in my wife's car.
There's like this whole umbrella culture that I'm not really a part of. I mean, if you go in, I ran by Von Mauer yesterday in the morning.
Oh, you're bragging.
Had complimentary umbrella bags inside the door that you could take and put your wet umbrella in.
Yeah, they don't want you tracking water all over there.
They've got umbrella, like the stands and stuff inside restaurants. I've never used one of those. It's just like this whole umbrella culture going on that I've never taken part of.
Have you been to a hotel where they have courtesy umbrellas just by the door, or they just know you'll bring them?
Do they have that?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
this whole umbrella thing. I mean, we don't.
It's a big deal.
This has been a weird week because we've gotten rain just, pretty consistently.
It's beautiful today.
Every day. I know earlier in the week we were like, oh man, is this going to be the first patio tour stop that we've had bad weather? Turns out, I think this is the best weather that we've had.
It's fantastic.
At least since the first week when we were at Grimaldi's. Yeah, this is perfect.
I do have a little bit of envy because the food keeps being delivered and it looks delicious, so I have to get something after this.
Figure that out next time.
Sorry to cut you off, AD. Keep going, please.
That's Throwdowns. We're done.
That was it?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Confluence is the official beer of Murph and Andy. Confluence is where good things come together.
Yeah. Cheers to Confluence,
Old Tavern beer, including gear from AKC Marketing and Andrew Downs. Let me scratch a record here for a second. Oh, I spilled on my crotch. Dang it. I got beer crotch.
Everybody's
Dang it.
They're going to think that's pee.
Yeah,
that's right.
I got to sit here long enough for it to dry. You know what I did right before?
Do you ever do that? You're like you're at the station. You're washing your hands and you're leaning up against the counter.
It splashes.
And it's wet.
Yes.
And then there's like this wet spot across your crotch, and you're like, it's not pee. It's not pee. Lean up against the counter.
Cool kids are peeing their pants. Yeah, that's what you got to go with at that time. But yeah, and I'm starting to do with the patio tour. This is the last one here at Big Grove, but last stop. But I am now I'm using the same thing I do at the movies. It's psychological, but I ran to the bathroom here at 12:55 p.m., which is too close to be leaving the scene here.
Yeah.
But I want to empty the bladder at the last second because I had that one embarrassing episode where I had to get up.
You got to pee again now?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
No, I'm good right now. But when I got up, see, part of the problem was I had to get up and exit when Sipker was here, which means he's going to talk more.
Right, to fill the space.
He just walked through the shot.
Speak of the devil. He appears.
And he's got his salmon-colored shirt on. I hope you're just listening and not watching. Ready? Are we ready?
Yeah, well,
ready?
I don't think so, but we'll figure it out.
Ready or not, and Scott's not, it's Scott School.
Scott School is cool. Yeah.
This doesn't work, Scott.
Is this
what are you
the right
doing?
spot?
No.
Crap.
Obviously not.
Shoot.
Why don't you sit right here?
Should I move there?
Just move over here. Right here. Yeah.
Did I turn in
Jesus
the kid Scott School? Do you
Oh,
have
yeah,
that?
yes.
Yeah. So Scott, this is your proudest moment here.
Scott
This is from a listener.
Scott School is cool. Yeah.
People are out there singing your
Oh,
song.
that's Landon. He's going to be a nuclear physicist, I think.
Yeah.
Clearly a genius.
Scott, this is
My
uncomfortable.
kids used to sing that.
Seriously, why
Our
are you
leg
so
hair
close?
is touching again like it's Velcro.
And you're sitting like jammed together. How uncomfortable are you?
What if I do this?
Well, in that shirt, that salmon-colored shirt, it's a beautiful shirt,
Do I
Scott.
need to unbutton the... Okay, hey, we're here for Scott School.
Scott School.
By the way, last
Yep.
week's Scott School was great.
Thank you so much.
You did. I understand you called an audible, and I thought you did it really, really well.
I want to give you credit for the audible, too. You had a plan.
And you had to pivot.
And you had to call an audible,
Yeah.
which
a good audible.
I did not understand. Then I was told why you called the audible, and I thought, you know what? Scott's a better person than I realized.
I thought it still sucked.
You gave him so much shit about
Well,
that
I want you
last
to know
week.
that it was Andy's friend Dylan who gave it to me, so
Yeah,
you're insulting him.
Dylan's here
All
again
right.
if you need
Here-
help.
Oh,
All right.
okay, here it is. I appreciate that you, every time I come on this airwaves, or digital airwaves, what are we calling it? It doesn't matter. That you guys really butter me up. You always are just really putting me over, giving me compliments. And I was like, what does buttering up mean? And it turns out that way back in the days of ancient India, they would take balls of ghee or balls of butter and they would chuck it at statues of their gods in an effort to get the gods on their side. I'm not even joking you, this is real, and that's where the expression butter 'em up comes from.
Scott
Scott School.
Scott School is cool.
Yeah!
All right,
I
Scott
thought it was
School.
like,
Thank you.
put it-
This is, we get into the apologies. They all knew that. They're smart, Iowa educated.
Hoodoo, the Odd Job Marketplace, presents Scott School.
I thought it would be like buttering up the bread to make it more appealing.
I thought so too.
Make it better.
That's probably what it is. That's probably what it
It's
really
not.
is. But,
It's ancient.
Stupid quickie poll from WCI Pools and or did Chad say to keep their name? Get WCI Pools and Spas out your mouth. Did Chad say it's okay?
Keep WCI Pools and Spas out your mouth.
The stupid quickie poll, what best showcases a person's all-around strength? Is it tug of war to the death, a street fight to the death, American Ninja Warrior, or the bench press?
You better hope it's not the bench press. One of my favorite moments, Mark Farley just going, this guy? No, this guy's not.
He can't. Yeah, he can't bench 225 3 times. I mean, that American Ninja Warrior stuff is pretty incredible. What those guys do. We just had one where like there was an Iowa guy. Competing.
Michael Admire did a story on him.
He like blew it on the second obstacle. It was like like right away he was out.
Jeez, it could be watching.
It may not be the same guy. I think we've had a few.
No, it's that
Iowans,
guy.
but like the guy was.
Nice job,
There was all this
Could
build
be in
up,
the
and then
crowd.
on the very second obstacle he was out. We were like, shit. What are we gonna watch now?
Let's get back to this poll for just a second. 2 of these are to the death.
Yes.
Then there's American Ninja Warrior, and then there's bench press, which did a psychological number on Scott, so he's still including it without reason. But the American Ninja Warrior is more of a test of strength than a fight to the death.
I think the mental challenges of tug of war to the death.
Yeah, I think tug of war is where I'm going also, because it's just brute strength. It's leg and arm strength. The American Ninja Warrior
But
has
it's also
more strategy.
weight, right? I mean, it's like heavier guys have an advantage because they have their weight behind them. So that's not strength; that's just their bulk.
Last time I was in a tug of war was Humboldt on RVTV, and we got dragged across the court in the gymnasium. Were you on my team? I hope you weren't.
No, I was on the winning team.
We just got it's like we were on skis. It was over in 5 seconds.
Now just imagine you're in the middle of Squid Games, and then in the middle of that tug of war is a giant cavern in which you fall down to your death on spikes. How would you perform then? Would you be worse at tug of war or better?
I'd be better.
See?
Motivation.
Yeah, right.
Motivation. Yeah.
Not dying.
Okay.
Always the best motivation.
We're going to play the points game now. You can add these up to yourself. So we have 20 things you've either done or you haven't done. And you don't have to reveal which one you've done and which one you haven't, but keep score in your head. And then we're going to add up and see who here has done the most of these experiences.
All right.
Let's all be honest, okay?
All right.
You don't have to say which one. I've already added mine up. Okay, here we go. Skipped school. Give yourself 1 point for anything you've done. Skipped school.
Do we bark it out here, or do I just do a mental
You
point?
can, but you can. Yeah, if you need a pen, here you go. Skip school.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
There's a point for Andy.
Yep.
Broken a bone.
Yep.
2 points.
No.
You don't have to. You're gonna. There's some you're not going to want to say out loud, so you may not want to establish a rhythm.
I'll just set the precedent. From now on, I'm quiet.
0-0.
No, you can. I'm just saying we're going to get to
Add
some.
a threesome.
Number 3. Crapped your pants. No, number 3 is fired a gun. Fired a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Number 4, done drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Today?
No,
No,
let's say
not
let's say since high school.
No,
Since high school?
no, it's done drugs.
Okay.
Okay.
Period.
Yep.
All right, fine, Murph.
I take
alcohol
this.
count.
I take this very
This
seriously.
contest here.
Are you keeping up with
Jesus.
this? Are you guys adding up? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Here we
got
go.
a
All
pen.
right, here we go.
All right. Number 5, been in a limo.
Oh, yeah.
Been in last weekend at Biff Hammer's wedding. Yeah. We stole it though.
A lot of drugs done in that limo.
Number
Knocked out
6.
2 with one. Okay.
Gotten a tattoo.
Ooh.
Nope.
It's my first no.
Number 6, gotten a tattoo. Number 7, ridden a horse.
Okay. Okay.
You've ridden a horse, right?
I'm being quiet.
Okay. Number 8, sung karaoke.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Who hasn't?
Number 9, gotten a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Gotten a ticket.
To a concert?
Yeah.
No, gotten it
A
like
speeding ticket?
like
a
some
moving
yeah.
violation?
Number 10, been arrested.
Oh, yeah.
Actual arrest. This is arrested.
Oh, yeah, he has.
Okay, all right. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Number 11, gone ziplining.
He was so quick
Oh,
to
yeah.
answer that.
Yep.
Yep.
Zip
Got
line.
arrested.
Gone ziplining.
Zip lining.
Yep.
Got ziplining.
Okay.
I've
Number-
lived an exciting life.
Andy, this is going to be a tough one. Been on TV. Been on TV.
Does America's Most Wanted count?
This is a good callback to your high today. Number 13, been on a cruise.
Nope.
Been on a cruise.
Not the poop cruise.
Not to put, no, to be specific, just any cruise. Does not necessarily have to be the crap in a red bag cruise.
Or Ted Cruz.
Number 14, gotten a piercing.
Oh, shit.
Nope.
Number 15, smoked. Smoked.
Anything?
Smoked.
Like anything?
Smoked. Yeah, cigar, cigarette, others.
Weed?
Smoked.
Does
yeah,
weed count?
weed
Yep.
counts.
All right.
Rev Ray.
Number
Reverend Ray here.
Number 16, met a celebrity.
Okay.
Do you count? I was going to say.
Raise your standards.
I took a piss next to Keith Hernandez when I was a kid.
I took a piss next to Bart Starr.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I took
at
a
Lambeau
piss.
Field.
I pissed next to Keith Hernandez at Casa Gallardo in St. Louis when I was about 7.
Wow.
It was
I got
awesome.
you one better. I took a piss while Mr. Belding was taking a crap in the stall next to me.
Who's
Dennis
Mr.
Haskins?
Belding?
Who's Mr.
Dennis
Belding? Was that the
Haskins
From Saved by the Bell. Yeah.
I was like,
what
is
is
that the
it?
principal of your high school?
I was at a wine bar in Baton Rouge.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good
Number
one, isn't
17, been skydiving.
it? No.
I went
Yeah, no, I've not been
skydiving.
I've never skydove. I've
No,
never
gotta get Fu Manchu
skydove.
Sky
first.
Divin.
Number 18, everybody try not to make eye contact. Had a one-night stand.
Oh, yeah. You guys can be honest.
Had a one-night stand. Number 19, skinny dipped.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And number 20 is been drunk.
Man, a lot of these happen on the same night.
That's in there?
Yes. Some people.
Is this like a Mormon poll or something?
Aiden, who helped with the setup today, he doesn't drink. He's never been drunk.
Okay, he's the only one.
Aiden's been
He's
drunk.
the only one in the entire audience.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty damn sure.
All right, so we don't have to
be.
be specific. I have 15 points.
Ooh, I'm at 14.
14, 15.
Shoot, can I see your list again?
Yep.
He adds it up?
Yeah, thanks, Al. You're so performative, you forgot to add. Andy, where are you?
16 points.
Oh, you got me by one.
16 longer.
Does anybody have fewer than 10 points?
Who has not lived?
You have fewer than 10?
Fewer than. Oh, she's got 16 points. She's telling me.
Does anybody have 20
She's a
points?
road warrior.
Does anybody have 20 points?
Anybody? Yeah. Did anybody get 20 points there? Has anybody
19
had the perfect life?
Anybody got 19? 18? Anybody get 17?
Nope.
Andy, you're
18?
leading
Wait,
with
we got
16
an 18.
points.
We got an 18.
18?
Valerie, me and this young lady here, she's got 16.
18?
18 points, Valerie?
I can see the piercing.
Valerie.
What a life.
Scott?
14. But I'm like, what am I, 30 years behind you? So give me 30 more years.
Yeah, but Murph was picking up points on stuff like zip lining and skydiving.
Correct.
Yeah.
I did both those.
Do any of us have a tattoo, the four of us?
No, we didn't get
Isn't
any.
that
No,
wild?
yeah, we got no tattoo
That's
points
wild.
at this table.
Yeah, that is.
Wow.
That's very
Especially since my girlfriend
modern
has
age.
2 sleeves all
know.
the way up her arm.
All right, let's get some more. That was fun. Well, for me. I can get rid
Can
of
we
that.
cross off the rest of those
But
later?
wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
Hi, Either Or Eatery and Patio on the way over here. It is jamming today. We have lots of good patios in the greater Des Moines Metro. Big Grove and Either Or are just a couple of them. But you'll find them at 6222 Grand Avenue. And they'll have a big day over there today. I talked with the sweet corn growers this week, yesterday specifically.
Are they just known as farmers?
This is usually like the main topic. No, they're not. They're not. Less than 1% of the corn grown in Iowa is sweet corn.
Yes.
They are specialty farmers. I mean, these guys are all about delivering Iowa's. I feel like that's Iowa's favorite product, isn't it? Sweet corn.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
I mean, it's only here for a little while. We celebrate it, and usually at this time of the year, we are focused on sweet corn. When's the sweet corn coming out? What are you gonna have it for the 4th of July? People are all focused on it, but we had so much weather this week that we were kind of distracted. So I went out and talked to the guy. I talked to Mike Penick over at Penick Sweet Corn. I talked to Nate Christensen at Grimes Sweet Corn. Just kind of about how their crop is going. The rain, the storms that have been going through lately have not affected them. Haven't been able to get out into the fields too much, but everything is going fine. It is a few days behind because of the cool May weather that we had. Grimes Sweet Corn and Deerdorf Sweet Corn and the others who started their crops under plastic covers will have corn ready right around the 4th of July.
Good.
Which is always kind of the benchmark.
We can apply that.
Yeah.
Good timing.
4th or
Golf clap.
5th, they said. They're kind of hedging their bets a little bit. But the other growers, like Mike Penick, who don't start under plastic, they expect to be selling by the 7th or 8th. So a little bit behind. The average price of a pound of ground beef has hit a record $5.98 last month, according to the most recent data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's a 16% increase from a year before. And with a short supply of cattle, experts say they do not expect prices to fall anytime soon. It's tough. You go to Fairway right now, like to get some steak. I would just get it every time I went in there. Beef is expensive right now. People are kind of taking a pause on it. They're reserving it for special occasions.
Wow.
The drought across much of America has hurt feed production, growing the feeds, corn and that, and then it shrunk the herd sizes as well. Despite record high demand for beef, as people still want it, herd sizes have not yet increased along with the prices. All right, here we go. 10 years ago today, God, I've been waiting for a while to play this, so everybody watch their screens. 10 years ago today, The Who, which always proudly carried the reputation of being the loudest band in the world, held a free concert in Hyde Park, London. At least 65,000 people showed up. Everybody's standing on the lawn. 65,000 people standing in Hyde Park, London, and Pete Townsend opens the show like this.
You are a long way away. we will fucking reach you.
Love that. Launches into I can't explain.
That is way more than 65,000.
That is-
Did you see that? That's got to be 265,000.
Incredible, though. Can you imagine? We are a long way away. That he's just like, man, we are the loudest band in the world. You people in the very back row, you will hear the Who today.
And just a cautionary tale out of this, hasn't he gone deaf?
No, he has not gone deaf. He has been
More or
deaf
less.
for
Okay.
a long time. He's deaf in one ear completely, which he did to himself from his own amplifiers. But Pete Townsend is still one of the coolest men in the world. From the files of some headlines don't need stories, we bring you this. Officer may be fired after farting anyway when female coworker refused to pull his finger.
Consent is important.
But he wouldn't let it go.
He's like,
well, he did let it go.
Pull my finger. No. Pull my finger.
When you ask somebody to pull your finger, there's a time limit, right? I mean, you got that thing loaded up, ready to go. It's not indefinite. You can't just sit there.
It's in the chamber. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's in the chamber, exactly.
Oh, thank you.
It's a Metropolitan Police officer in London. He's under fire after a disciplinary hearing. Heard that he asked a female colleague to pull his finger, then allegedly farted in her face when she refused, and then he laughed about it.
He's gone. He gone. He gone. He gone. Hey, why were you fired? I unleashed.
I would like to know why she
unloaded.
didn't pull his finger. I want her explanation.
Well, she knew what was coming. She didn't want to.
Do you think she's fallen for this before?
Yeah, is that friendly fire?
I think it's unfriendly fire. He's like, yeah, I unloaded my weapon.
right.
Really? Anybody hurt?
All right, it's time for someone on Reddit.
Yeah, it is.
Someone on Reddit asked, what's a super common fun fact that everyone keeps repeating but is actually total bullshit?
Is this Scott School?
Okay. Bats are blind. No, they're not. They hunt by echolocation. They can actually see quite well.
Wait, hang on. Bats aren't blind?
No, they're not blind.
I mean, they don't have the best eye. They don't have eagle eyesight, but
Yeah, they're not eagles. And they fly in the dark.
But eagles do have good eyesight.
Great eyesight. It's really good eyesight.
That's that expression that makes sense.
If you need to fudge a vision test, get an eagle to do it
and
for
their
you.
eyes, they have more opticals going from the bottom, so they can see down much better than they can see up.
That could be bullshit. We don't know that.
I think it's true, though.
We don't know.
I buy it.
The people that say we only use 10 to 30% of our brain capacity, you ever hear people say that?
Yeah.
That's a lie. We use 100% of our brain
Doesn't
capacity.
that come from that albino movie? Where the guy is an albino and he has powder, and he can use 100% of his brain, so he has superpower.
No, you're talking about the John Travolta movie.
Oh, when he has we don't.
Phenomenon. Phenomenon. That's a really good movie. That's a really
hang
good
on, back to this, Andy. What 100%? The 10 to 30, isn't it that there's so much untapped potential that we're not using? I certainly haven't maxed out my brain.
You may not be using it the best that you can use it, but there's not a lump of your brain that's just sitting there like jelly.
That you know.
Yeah. Well, that you swallow 8 spiders a year in your sleep, and that it takes 7 years for gum to be digested. That's
thank God.
No one buys that.
Yeah, Andrew has been living under that delusion his whole life about
I
spiders.
tape my mouth shut every night.
Yeah, so you can stop doing that now.
Nice.
There you go.
Congrats.
Cracking your knuckles is going to give you arthritis. It's not true.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I saw there was a guy who, to test this, for 40 years, he cracked every knuckle on one hand every day.
How do you start a science experiment and stick with it for 40 years?
How do you have the discipline to have it end when you think you might be dead? Come on.
Well, I
got
still
10 more
don't
years.
have arthritis. I think I can end this experiment here.
It's just air pockets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you cannot see the Great Wall of China from space.
What?
No, you can't see it. You cannot see it.
It's really small.
You might have a general idea of where it might be, but you cannot see that. No.
It's just really long.
But the tongue has different taste zones.
That's not true.
I bought into this thing completely. Yeah, where you're like sour and sweet, salty. No, apparently that's not true.
The nerves they're all over your tongue, but there are more that have better sensitivity to certain tastes.
I love that Scott just feels that he needs to challenge
This reminds me of the episode of Cheers when they got the trivia napkins and Cliff Clavin felt all like challenged.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's like, this could be Scott school.
And then Cliff started making his own trivia napkins, and Frasier is reading them. He's like, the ancient Sumerians, I can't read this. Oh my God, this is written with a ballpoint pen. It's almost as if some imbecile tried to create their own trivia napkin. And then they all just look at Cliff.
When he fails at Jeopardy, one of the great
Oh
moments
my
in
God,
television
it's so
history.
funny. People, when they say that hair grows back thicker if you shave, apparently that's bullshit.
Yeah,
It is, but a lot of people believe this also with their haircuts.
Don't shave your back hair, wax it. It's just going to get thicker. The idea that local honey can treat or cure seasonal allergies, that's horse shit.
Is it really? Because
Yes.
that's one I believe in.
Yeah, I believe that too.
So that makes sense if there's certain
It does.
local varieties of plants and the bees are using that to pollinate and then throw up their honey and then we eat it.
It sounds really good. Yeah,
I mean,
you understand why
puke
people
is honey.
buy that.
Andy, can you show me your second beer here versus my first beer? You're gonna lap me. You're gonna lap me.
Go ahead and finish that one. I might have to pee in it before the end of the show. The part about like the blood in your veins being blue, but it's your veins that are blue, not the blood. The blood is never blue. The blood's always red.
Right.
Yeah.
It does change color when it mixes with the oxygen.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, it's still red. It's just darker.
Got it.
Turning the inside car light on will get you pulled over by the cops. Which maybe that's true if it's on and you're hitting a big old.
Yeah, that might. If you're doing something illegal and the light comes on, yeah.
No, but my parents told us that when we were kids. Oh, you gotta turn that light off. I'll get pulled over.
My dad always would tell you like you couldn't drive a car with bare feet.
I've heard that too.
Well, you see that, a lot of times the people will get out of a car and if they're barefoot, you'll see a cop go over and pull them over. And I've yet to ever see that happen ever anywhere in life.
It would always make me nervous when somebody was driving a stick shift back when more people did this with like flip-flops on.
Yeah, because it could caught on the clutch or something. Yeah, I think that's true. That's dangerous. A dog year is equal to 7 human years. It obviously depends on the dog, depends on the human. It's bullshit. That you catch a cold from being outside in cold weather. Yeah, a cold is a viral infection. You're more likely to catch one inside from being in close proximity
Parents who have
to people.
small children, stop making your kids wear coats when they go out to play. They don't want to wear them.
They don't want to wear them ever.
It's good for them.
Yeah.
Rebellion.
And then everybody believes the captain of a ship can perform weddings. It was even referenced in an episode of The Office
Yeah,
once.
that's how they got married.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not
The
true.
booze cruise.
Really? No.
No, they got married at Niagara Falls.
What about
by
the poop
captain of the
cruise?
ship.
What did you? I don't think anybody wanted to get married on that. Although at one point they said that there's some newlyweds having sex out on the deck because they were like, "Look, this cruise sucks. We are making our own fun, and I don't care what anybody else thinks."
Remember Amy Adams in that episode? Oh,
yeah.
Attractive lady.
You and I just having a conversation here. Yeah.
All right, let's finish up with a game of Who's the Asshole?
You asshole.
You're an asshole.
Stop breaking the law, asshole! Back off, asshole! This machine just called me an asshole.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing, assholes!
I'm an American. You're a sick asshole.
All right, everybody, listen up here. This is very, very important.
Okay.
We have a judgment on the hand.
It's not important at all.
It is. This comes in from an anonymous listener. It says, quote, I was listening to my favorite podcast the other day, and one of the hosts was talking about the NBA draft. He called Cooper Flag Cooper Cup.
Oh, God, that was
wait. hang on, no reaction. Hang on, let's hear this guy out.
That was me.
Just hang on.
All right.
Okay, he called Cooper Flag Cooper Cup on at least. This is from a listener.
Yes, I get it.
On at least 2 different occasions, and his co-host did not correct him. What's more, their producer didn't correct him either.
Yeah.
So
could have used some help here.
Stop.
Where were you on that one, dipshit?
Back to the letter. So there I am, sitting in my parents' basement, sorting through my collection of comic books and porn, listening to these 3 guys stand by as inaccuracies flow into the sports information airspace. Maybe some people would write this off as an innocent, harmless mistake made by one man and a bit of tolerant grace by 2 others, but not me. I won't stand for it. So I sent a strongly worded email to the main office of said podcast, informing them that the number 1 pick of the NBA draft had been mistaken for an NFL wide receiver, as if all white professional athletes don't already battle the stigma that they look alike. Well, now these guys apparently think they sound alike also. And what's more, 2 other so-called broadcast professionals idly stood by and allowed it to happen, with neither objection nor rectification.
Rectification?
Yeah. I told this story to my wife. By the way, she looks like a combination of Red Sonja and Black Widow of the Avengers, only with bigger boobs and a better ass. And she told me I was being too persnickety about an obvious slip of the tongue. I disagree. Who's the asshole? The host for calling Cooper Flag Cooper Cup, the co-host and producer for not correcting him, or me for calling them out on it.
It's the host. You can't make a mistake like that. I mean, I know who Cooper Flag is. I was talking about his mom and his background at Maine, but I was thinking of Cooper Cup as the name.
He's got a monosyllabic last name. It sounds enough like Flag or Cup. I mean,
Flag and Cup don't sound anything alike.
This letter is a contender. I mean, this is way too much for one mostly harmless mistake. Everybody knew I meant Cooper Flag, but it's so well written and so passionate that I almost have to just accept it and take the L here.
I'll tell you that the asshole is not the guy who wrote this in, because no woman that looks like his wife would ever be with an asshole.
I think women who look like that are exclusively with assholes.
What are you saying?
I mean, but you can apply this to many different situations in life where somebody makes an honest mistake, and you're just moving along, and everybody kind of understands that the person knows what he meant, right? You know what he meant. You didn't honestly think that Cooper Flag was Cooper Cup, like there was the same guy, like this NFL receiver was also the first-round pick, the number 1 overall pick out of Duke.
It's like a foot taller.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, it was an honest mistake. But there's the guy that's just like, I will not stand for this. And he's just got to make a big deal out of it, and he's got to make a point. We've always acknowledged that there is a race of people out there who live for correcting mistakes made on air.
Correct.
They love that. And that's their reason for living sometimes.
And which race would this be?
But we never like those people, right? Those are never good people.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's like, this guy's the asshole.
Yeah.
You know where I get a break on this, seriously, is I got the benefit of the doubt partly by being old, partly by being, here for 35 years. But if a woman had done this, more people would have pounced on her, because they'd be like, "Oh, see, she didn't know.
She don't know nothing.
She didn't know what she's talking about."
You're right. That absolutely would have happened.
Because she wouldn't get the benefit of the doubt. Like the other night, Malika Andrews said with the draft, and they've just I think it was the Nets or something. The Nets have drafted Colin Cowherd. Well, it wasn't. The guy's last name is Coward, and his first name was something close to Colin, but no, I forget. Was it like Carter?
Okay, so
she said they drafted Colin Cowherd,
but his last name was
Coward,
which is
she got both names.
Both
wrong,
names a little bit wrong. Yeah, she had Colin Cowherd on them.
Cedric Coward.
Okay,
Cedric Coward.
But we all have brain farts.
Yes.
And sometimes we're on the air when we do it.
Yes.
I mean, and the times that I get into them the most frequently is when there's someone who has a name really similar to somebody that I grew up with.
Oh, that's happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah, where you've committed that name to memory a long time ago.
Right.
And so it's almost like your mind, you get going on the first name and then your mind just automatically fills in the last name.
Right.
There have been a number of athletes, like local athletes, that I have done that with over and over again. And it's not because I don't know who it is. It's because you're not thinking all the time that you're talking. I mean, isn't that a universal truth? You're not always thinking about every word that you say.
It's a brain version of muscle memory.
Absolutely it is. I mean, it completely is. And that's probably the case more often than it's not, where you are talking without actually thinking about what you're saying. You just sort of naturally just riffing. But sometimes it's somebody's name that you're doing and you screw that up. And when you screw up a name, it's like people will take that and they will run with it. You don't know anything about what you're talking about if you screw up the guy's name.
Please do correct me. I appreciate it, but who do you have?
We didn't pick it up. The first time I didn't pick it up. I think you did it twice. I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I think I
notice.
circled back and did it again. Who do you have for the asshole here?
You.
Yeah, I do too. And you have the person
the guy
who wrote the letter?
for writing in.
I'm with Andy.
Yeah, just being a dick.
Yeah, especially if he does this all the time, like constantly corrects every little mistake.
Like maybe this guy is the type of person that does that all the time.
And maybe it's the type of person that's in this industry and understands how easy it is to make a slip of the tongue.
Right.
Acting like he's perfect.
It does seem like this person could use something else to do.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Jeez.
And is his wife really a combination of Red Sonja and Black Widow? With
I hope
bigger
so.
boobs and a better ass?
It's very specific. It's very specific. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. It's time for you to exit.
Bye, Scott.
Bye, Scott.
Don't take away this.
No, you can take it with you. You can take it with you.
Yeah. You go ahead and you go ahead and
Guys,
nurse
the
the end of
patio
this
tour has
climbing
been really
kites.
fun. Thanks for putting it together. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. Whoever came out, and now I'm going to yell to the crowd without the microphone on. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Yeah.
All right, it is time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
It is powered by Game Day Men's Health. I go to the one in Ankeny. Andy goes to West Des Moines, the North Liberty. You can go wherever you're at. There's a Game Day Men's Health near you that can help you with testosterone replacement, whatever you need. They'll keep you in the game. It is Friday, so some parental advisory is necessary here. None of these bleeps are necessary. It's all innocent conversation. I have made some, placed some bleeps to make you hear things that aren't actually being said. So what you hear is on you, not us. It's This Week in Iowa, unnecessary censorship.
I was at Mr. Movie's house a couple of days ago. They had sheets and coverings on every couch, every chair.
Why?
They have a cat that so much that they keep the furniture covered.
I always found baseball players to be the hardest ones to
And hockey, the easiest?
Yeah, for sure.
This is when you find out who are your guys, who can make it. I mean, you're f***ing them so hard, they're puking in the weight room. Oh, God, yes.
The French eat more than 50 pounds per person.
How up are they in France?
People didn't start showing up until 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I was fine. And they were showing up later than that. I didn't blame them because they knew it was a party.
What would you bring to a potluck if they said, hey, it's barbecue theme, and I was dead? What would you bring?
Your ass.
Nobody wants that.
So Jenny couldn't be here, but the party just started.
Jenny Murphy making her.
That's her. Yeah,
that's
her
her
debut. It is.
Debut
Yeah.
on unnecessary
Ashes. Ashes. The word was ashes. All right, Dale Rinderman from Big Grove is with us. The CDC, how do you say it, Dale? Is the chef de cuisine?
Nailed it.
Nailed it? I don't know.
Chef de cuisine.
Chef de cuisine.
Chef de cuisine.
Dale
What does
is-
that mean?
Yeah. What does that mean? You're the chef of the cuisine.
I'm top dog.
You're the, you're the main guy.
I'm the main guy.
So does everybody call you chef like on The Bear and the other shows?
Sometimes they don't need to. I told.
Do you watch that show?
Yeah.
Is that true, what they say about that show? It's like the most accurate restaurant show?
It's pretty accurate. Like, it was so accurate when it first came out, it gave me PTSD.
You got a little Maddie Matheson thing going on, too.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
That show gives me a little bit of anxiousness.
Yes, it's meant to, I think.
I've heard that from a number of chefs that can't watch The Bear because it's too real. It fills you with anxiety.
Yep.
You have been here, basically, we've kind of watched Big Grove kind of come up out of nowhere from just across the street at Channel 13. This is a former car dealership, and you guys renovated the entire building. You've been here from the beginning, right?
Yep, day one was my first day.
Wow. Why has this place made it?
Just because of our culture, our standards, not only how we treat the guests, but treat our employees. So we have like very little turnover, and yeah, it's just a great place to party.
You're from Des Moines?
I am.
Okay.
Where'd you go to high school?
Lincoln.
Lincoln. All right. You're a rail splitter.
Yeah.
Did you play sports? What'd you do in high school?
I skipped class and skateboarded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. We did a quiz earlier. You would have a point for skipping school, and
Have you ever gone skydiving?
I have not, no.
You gone zip lining?
No.
No. You've been skinny dipping.
Yes.
Have you ever had a one-night stand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a piercing?
Do you have
No.
You've got. You appear to have some tattoos. That was another one of them.
Yeah,
that was
a few. Yeah, we had
Where
many
did you
different
learn
things.
to cook?
Well, my mother was single, raising me, and just kind of, she had multiple jobs. So I'd cook for myself, and then, yeah, I don't know, just kind of dug it.
But at some point you decided to do it for a living.
Well, yeah, so I was actually in construction before I got into kitchens, and then fell out of there, and then just ended up as a dishwasher down at High Life Lounge. And then from there, from dishwasher to prep cook to line cook, and then just went to other kitchens and just kind of, yeah.
What's your favorite thing to make?
I really love Mediterranean food, Spanish, Moroccan, yeah.
What's the thing here, because we have some people here, they're here for the first time. Like, what is the dish that people come here, or maybe a couple of dishes that always wows them or knocks them out?
Well, right now our beet salad is just flying off the shelf.
Beet salad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you when you go home, do you like to cook for yourself, or do you are one of those guys that go home's like, okay, I've cooked all day, I don't want to cook anything else?
Very rarely will I cook. I usually just cook for my girlfriend Mallory sometimes, but I'll make some pasta once in a while.
So you're done. You're tired of that by the time you leave. I get that.
Also, smooth move to give her a little shout out. Just work it in there.
Yep.
That's good. Well done.
I have a cousin in Illinois who is amazing. He's a contractor. Bathrooms and kitchens, it's incredible, the work that he does. He's so talented. His house is a piece of shit. Because he goes home and the last thing in the world he wants to do is more of the work that he's been doing all day.
I understand that.
Absolutely. Like our kitchen is the most organized kitchen you'll ever find. I do not want to show you my apartment.
Yeah. Well, but you watch like the movie Chef, and Jon Favreau goes home and he's making that incredible food for what's her face?
Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, which you understand why you'd want to make her good food. That was the end of the story.
Okay. I thought there was going to be more there. What's
there.
a good prank? Do you ever pull any pranks on like the young chefs or the new people on the line?
Once in a while, like my sous chef Jeremy likes to just ask for like, hey, can you grab it, and just says the most ridiculous word, and the young cook's just like, I can't find it. He's like, you gotta look, keep looking. So we'll do stuff like that.
Pranks are good.
Yeah.
Pranks are good.
Tell him to find like the left-handed spoon.
Yeah, so the bacon stretcher.
Okay, that happens.
Yep.
That's good. That's awesome. All right, so for anybody who hasn't been by, I can't imagine there are many people left that haven't been by Big Grove at some point, but what's the main appeal here that when people come, they love it?
Beer, service, and just food. What more can you ask for?
And your patio.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
Awesome.
We got a pretty cool patio.
Don't you get a little sad when the cold weather moves in and you have to kind of close up the patio? Because I miss summer when it's gone.
No.
You don't?
No.
Why?
You slow down a little bit?
Because like it reduces half the size of a restaurant.
Oh,
And it
jeez,
slows
yeah.
down. We can all just breathe for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seasonal.
Yeah.
Seasonal. Yeah.
You're talking to somebody from back of the restaurant here inside
Yeah.
inside the kitchen, not somebody that's working for tips.
Yeah, it's our. It's kind of for us. It's like football, basketball season, and then it slows down for a few months, and then you're right back into it.
Yeah, and people
So I
are
get
like,
it.
don't you miss football and basketball? And nope, not really. Could use the break.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having us here today. It's been fun. I love that whoever made the decision to keep the iconic sign.
Oh, yeah,
too.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
that
the
was great.
Crescent Chevrolet sign back here.
Jeez,
we've been here long enough to remember when Crescent Chevrolet was actually open.
Still here.
Yeah, and we're still here selling cars.
I don't know when they put that sign up though. It's been there a long time.
Yeah, well, it was a good idea to keep it up and kind of just lean into it here. But Dale
Easy to
Rinderman,
find.
thanks so much, man, for your time. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Dale.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yep,
Thanks
you
for
bet.
having us.
Thank you. Quickie poll results are presented by WCI Pools and Spas. 2 quickie polls.
When Caitlyn Clark is out, I don't watch the NBA, says 52%. I'd never watch regardless, says 34%. 13.5% watch the NBA anyway, even when Caitlyn Clark is out. And then what best showcases a person's all-around strength? American Ninja Warrior with 42%. Street Fight to the Death, 28%. 18% go with Tug of War. And just 12% say the bench press.
The bench press, Scott's specialty. Kind of sad to have the patio tour
I
end.
know.
I know, this is it.
Yeah.
We're done.
This is it.
We're done. Well, how do you think it went?
I think it went great.
What did you like about it?
Meeting people,
Yeah.
like putting names with faces and just how kind everybody was. We know Friday afternoon, not everyone can get away and join us on a patio, but so many people did.
Well, I think one of the reasons we did this is that we hated being inside on a Friday,
Yeah.
like in May and June, the best months here in Iowa. We always kind of envied the people that went ahead and started their weekend, and we wanted to get out with them. So I feel like we've done this. This makes Friday feel more like Friday.
It really does, and I'd rather not stop, but I realize we have to. Do you need this?
No, I'm good. I'm actually good.
Oh,
I balanced it out right. I feel good. I had just enough food. This is perfect.
I can't wait to eat. So if I've moved anything along at a faster clip, it's just I'm that hungry.
Are you how excited are you to walk down to the Art Fest?
Not too excited. I'm going to stay right here and have a beer.
If you could stay here on the Big Grove patio or go down to the Art Fest, which would you do?
Absolutely stay on the Big Grove patio. Hey, we have some special guests here. Kenzo is here. From Overthinking.
Yeah, Kenzo from Overthinking. We see this.
Kenzo, good to see you.
Kenzo lives in I think she live like in Keokuk or something. She live a long ass way away.
I think she's in one of the Dakotas.
Yeah, she lives
The Sticks.
Matt Van Winkle, Matty
Amish
Van
part
Wolt,
of northern
he's
Missouri.
here. Good to see him. We got Mr. Subaru, Tyler Van Wielden.
Tyler Van Wielden and his better half are here. We've got Chris Williams is here. Did you see him walking around? Did he leave already?
I don't know. He's
there he is.
He still there?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay,
he's
hiding.
there. He's watching his phone.
Oh, it's been a blast. Andy, you put this together, so nice job.
Yeah.
Well, this is a lot of fun, and thank you to everybody that's made a special trip out here to see us today and anywhere along the patio tour. And I feel like we need to do this again next year.
Shout out to Aiden Wyatt. The two shows we had where we had technical difficulties were the two that he wasn't there. So he's kept us on the air, kept us going. We appreciate him.
This is funny. My husband says you can't believe what you see on Facebook until I tell him, but Keith Murphy posted it.
Hey, there you go.
Then we know
very
it's
nice.
real.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's nice.
Don't go to the comment section.
Yeah, it's the worst place on earth.
Worst place on the
Most
internet.
of it's nice. Most of it's nice. That's nice. Did Jenny make it? She's still not here? No, she is here?
We'll tell you where to find her later. She'll be at home.
You can find her on Happy Hour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
find
we
her
got
on a
a
happy hour.
We got another
right,
happy hour
happy
today.
hour
That
coming
should
up.
drop into the feeds
Yeah.
about 6 p.m. unless we don't leave this patio. Could be 8 p.m. and it'll be a completely different show if that happens. All right, thank you for supporting local media. Please come up and say hello if you feel like it. And be sure to check out the merch store here in person or at iowaeverywhere.com. Happy hour should be in the feeds around 6 p.m. If you get a chance, please like, review, and subscribe on whatever platform you found us. Thank you for the 8 stops of the 2025 patio tour, for all the places that invited us, all the people who showed up. We're back Monday, and we hope you are too.
Murph and Andy was brought to you by Ramsey Subaru on Hickman Road in Urbandale.